hello everybody, and welcome to the Lion's Den with Stephen Carr. And this is the Lion's Den with Stephen Carr. And as you've been watching lately, I have been extremely busy with guests on my show, week after week and day after day. And I had on Nick Shields of York County YR, who did a recent analyst report of York County 2025 election coming up, and 2025 election coming, 2025 election that was up in back in May and last November, and how the Hanover and Shrewsbury areas are becoming bluer and bluer and bluer, and so is West Manheim 1 and 2 becoming bluer. And I've had on Lieutenant Governor candidate John Ventry on before that. Before that, I had on Stephen Dale Oates, who's the Turning Point Faith Chapter leader and president in Elizabethtown, PA. We talked about faith. We talked about faith, family, God, and candidates that are running for office that represent God and Christianity, like Rick Saccone and many more. We talked about anti-Semitism. We talked about the Bible. We talked about why it's important to keep your faith, so forth. We talked about Charlie Kirk, and we also had on my biggest guest of the year was host of the Conservative and Chick podcast, Nicole Cleveland, who is an author and journalist, and we talked about foreign policy. We talked about the Monroe Doctrine. We talked about China, Iran, Taiwan, military, the U.S., Israel, so forth. We talked about Pennsylvania. We talked about Pennsylvania resources. We talked about America's resources relying on becoming a big power source, and so forth. I have been extremely busy, and I am thankful for all the guests that have came on and put their time into coming on this channel and so forth. But it is becoming closer and closer to 2026 primary election, and we have Josh Shapiro running against Stacey Garrity. We have Rick Saccone running for lieutenant governor. We have John Ventry running for lieutenant governor. We have possible Chris Dush that the GOP is going to be endorsing possibly for the lieutenant governor position. And so we need to that not only that, but the most important of these positions that nobody ever knows about, that people need to start filling these seats with, like you and me and everybody else, while I'm already running for it again, is the precinct committeeman seats, or the Republican committeeman seats. There are at least 400,000 precinct committeeman seats across the country begging for warm conservative bodies. This is the change. If you want to change in the Republican Party, this is how you get change in the Republican Party from inside the party. Why is it so important? I've been doing this for a few years now. The precinct committeeman office is the most powerful office in the country. Why? Because precinct committeeman people are the Republican Party. We get to petition on candidates onto the primary ballot to go on to the general election. We get to get rid of establishment people that way, and we get to put in new people on the ballot that represent Mega America First conservatives and the Pennsylvania. This is where the movement starts. The movement starts from the bottom up. It starts in the committee level, and I'm going to show you a graph coming up right here. As you can see, this is the current party strength. Moderates and conservatives, and we're vacant in the seats, has strength, ideologically split, no message, no ground game, TV capability, 200,000 precinct committeeman seats filled. This is what we could look like. Conservatives outnumber the moderates, and 100,000 100% strength and 75% conservative, 400,000 precinct committee seats filled. This is where you guys come in. This is where you guys come in. So starting February 17th is petition signing, petitions come out for all the state and local races in the primary. For county committee people, you only need 10 signatures on a petition where people in your voting precinct, to turn into the York County election office to have your name on the ballot. If you don't want to do that and you want to do the hard way, you can do a write-in campaign. You only need 10 people to write your name on the primary ballot to vote for you in your elected precinct. If you can get 10 people to do each one of those two things, you'll be on the ballot in the primary, and you'll be elected in the primary. As for state committee people, I think it's like 250. I might be 200 or more for state committee people, and they need the whole state that or the whole county that they're in, and so forth to get it to be able to do that. Now, the problem with the GOP is this. Since 2010 all the way down to 2022, whose fault is it? Says the party has been at half strength, ideologically split, no message, no ground game, GOTV capability, 200,000 precinct committeeman seats. Whose fault is it? It's people like you, people that are complaining on Facebook, people that are complaining on Twitter, people that are complaining on X, people that are complaining on social media, that we need to change the party. Well, the best way to change the party is from inside the party. Become a precinct committeeman in your elected precinct seat, and fill these seats with warm conservative mega America First people, and outnumber the moderates in the Republican committee. This is so important. This is your civic duty. This is what we look like now. This is what it looks like now. It's it's from the bottom to the top. So we have 100,000 others. We have 200,000 vacant seats. We have 300,000 Trump PCs, local committees, county committees, state committees, national committees. We all need to fill these seats from the bottom to the top. This is what we could look like: a unified Republican Party with 75% Trump majority and at full strength, with 100,000 others, 300,000 Trump PCs, local committees, and county committees, and state committees, and national committees. We need everybody involved in this operation, in this strategy. This is the most important strategy there is, and this is how we go about doing it. And we need people to get involved. You need to stay involved in everything in the Republican Party and everything that is going on. This is how we keep our country and our state and our counties from turning blue, from turning socialism and turning socialist communist countries like cities like New York just did in the gubernatorial or in the primary, and with Madami and so forth. We're really starting to see things pop up, and we definitely need to carry the torch of the mega movement. The mega movement starts with we the people. Look, Trump is a moderate in the mega movement. And we need to continue to, because when you look at it in 2020, what did we do in 2020, guys? We took out Kevin McCarthy, placed him with Mike Johnson. We took out RNC chair Ronna McDaniel, right? And we got Trump back in office in 2024, and we got tons of people. We got the House back. We got the Senate back. Now we need Now we need to get the Pennsylvania Pennsylvania State House back, and majority, and get our people back in office. Get Stacey Garrity back in office. I know people don't want to hear it, but we need to get them back in office, and it all starts with us. If there's no precinct committee, no Republican Party, it is that simple. We need to get involved in We need to get involved in the Republican Party. Change the party from inside the party. Outnumber the rhinos and the moderates with conservatives and mega America firsters, and get involved in these areas and so forth. So we need to continue to keep going forward and pushing forward. The movement doesn't stop now. The movement continues. We also need young conservatives, Republicans to join in and get involved. The party starts with us, guys. It starts with turning the tide and time to get involved. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you for your time.